Hi, and welcome to chapter 18 of Judges. Here again we encounter the problems of the tribe of Dan. The tribe of Dan's inheritance is located in that direction, in the area around Beit Shemesh, Tzorah, Eshtaol. They have very serious difficulties with the Philistines, as we saw in the stories of Samson in chapters 13 through 16 of Judges, and they can't effectively take over their inheritance. So
we find these 5 men that the clan of Dan sends to explore the land. And what we see is they come from Eshtaol and Tzorah, and they come to the Ephraim hills, and that's where they encounter, or they overnight close to the house of Micha. And they hear the voice of the Levite. It says here, Hikiru et hakol hana'ar halevi. So they pick up from his dialect that he's not from that area, and they ask him, they actually say to him there, what brought you to these parts? And he then explains to them that he's a priest in Micah's shrine. They then see that as a given, and they ask him to give them a blessing. He's giving them the blessing, and then they go to explore more of the land. That's when they arrive at Laish, and they see a people that lives a carefree life, and also that these people are geographically also isolated. They go back to their clan and they say that this is a good sign to invade the land.
People of Dan decide to move northward. They come from the area of Dan, in that direction, from the area of Beit Shemesh, Tzorah, Eshtaol, and they move northward, passing through the area right here, through the area of Kiryat Ye'arim that you see in the distance here. Kiryat Ye'arim, they camp here, and the area becomes known as the Camp of Dan, Machaneh Dan. Why is Kiryat Ye'arim important in this story? Kiryat Ye'arim is known also as Baalei Yehuda, or Kiryat Baal. It is known as a shrine to the god Baal from the Canaanite times. The god Baal was worshipped here, and so the people of Dan camp here, and by the Tanakh emphasizing that, it suggests that the people of Dan absorb Canaanite modes of worship and take that north with them as they go to their camp at the new city, which will be called the city of Dan in the north of Israel.
It seems, Sean, that Dan is very prone to idolatry. We see it right through the Tanakh. We see even in the Midbar, in the desert, before they go into Eretz Israel, that Dan causes problems all the time. Also in the split of the kingdom, Yehuda and Israel, Dan takes the lead in idolatry. We're coming back to the chapter itself. Now these men are on their way to Laish, but they stop over at Micha's house. This time to take everything, the ephod, the idol, the teraphim, and then the priest is trying to stop them. And they say to him, why do you want to be a priest only in one man's shrine? Why don't you want to be a priest for the tribe, of one of the tribes of Israel? He's delighted about that, and he goes with them. This is where Micha then hears about this. He pursues them and he says to them, can I have my things back? But because they are outnumbering him, he realizes that he won't get his priest or his idol back.
Yes, the idol remains at Dan, and Dan becomes, as we know from the book of Kings, Sefer Melachim, Dan becomes a place of worship that is established by Yeravam the king outside of Jerusalem, apparently as a place of worship of God. However, the author of Judges here is implying that the worship of God at Dan is completely corrupt. It is corrupted by Canaanite modes of worship. It is influenced by Baal worship. It is located outside of Jerusalem, and perhaps most importantly, the priests who are at Dan are not real priests. They are not descendants of the line of Aaron. They are not priests in the classic sense of being Kohanim. They are perhaps from the tribe of Levi, but perhaps not even that, as the book of Kings suggests. And so our story, the story of the idol of Micha and his loss of his cultic objects, becomes in a sense the story of the foundation of the Israelite shrine at Dan, a shrine which is illegitimate, illegal, and as our chapter suggests, has its foundation in ignorance of basic laws of morality.
So the chapter then ends where they go to Laish and they conquer the people of Laish and they start to settle there. I want you to go to the Hebrew text here because it's very, very interesting. It gives us the name of the Levite at the end of the chapter, and it says here that his name was Jonathan ben Gershom ben Menashe. But when you look at the Hebrew there, you will see that the Nun is superscripted, and this is very important because it says, tradition tells us that his legacy was left hanging. He could come back to the ways of the Levites, and then it would be the Nun will disappear and he will be Ben Moshe. But if he would go on with this deviant way of worship to Hashem, he will become Ben Menashe, which was the foreshadowing of the king, the idolatrous king Menashe.